Okay, we're going to do a box opening for the Porter Cable 15 and 14 inch chop saw abrasive wheel, and I'm going to get a look at everything that it comes with and some of the features on it. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we're going to open up the box. I'm using the squirrel tail knife I made in my first video. I'll put the link to how I made this in the description. Now let's get her opened up. There we go. Okay, so like we got this all in the box. Take it out. Alright, now that we got this out of the box, we can go over some of the features it has on it and what all is included. Now, whenever I first opened it up, I took the 14-inch wheel that goes in it, so that way we can go over how you put it in and take it out. But we'll get to that in a minute. Now, another thing that comes with it is this Allen key. It's very helpful that it comes with one of those, and it goes to the nut that you need to take the wheel on and off of. It helps you adjust the vise that'll hold your pieces in place, and all the other screws like that, all the important pieces. It's all for the same thing. So that's cool. And the Allen key, there's a hole in the front of the steel base right here. It slides right in. Now, a cool thing I like about this is the entire safety housing for the blade and everything. And it has a spark shield on the back here. He said it's all metal, so that's cool. You don't have to worry about it getting melted up like plastic would or anything like that. Whenever you'd first opened it out of the box, you couldn't be able to open it all the way. It could go down some, but it stops right there. Now how you deal with that is, whenever we spin it all the way around here, move the cord out of the way. Now, I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a pin right here on the back, and it goes in, and that's what keeps the saw from going back up. Now what you do is you push it all the way down, you slide that pin out, it goes in and out like that. You can see the action of it. Alright, it goes out, and then it lets the saw come all the way up. Now that we've covered that part, we have a movable vise, which is helpful. It has degrees on the part that adjusts here. All you gotta do is loosen these two screws, and then you can adjust it and then just tighten them back down once you get everything how you want it. And how you align it back to center is in the back here. I don't know how well you can see because there's not that much light, but there's these two screw holes here and here. And there's a seam that comes from the one screw head right on down, and there's a line. And that's how you use it to mark it up to what degree you want it. Right now I have it on 45, so that way you can see how far it goes in that direction. Now, let me move the vice jaws here, and it goes all the way to 15 degrees this way. And then this right there is 0. So we'll tighten it back down right there, because that's most of the cuts I'm probably going to end up making is at 0. Tighten that down. Alright. Now let's go over to this end of the vise here. It's got a pivoting jaw, so that way it matches whatever degree you have in it. Now the cool thing about the vise is it's quick sliding. It's got this little jaw right here with threads that match the thread for the vise. You can unscrew it or screw it in once you get it tightened to where you need it to. And then all you got to do to release it is push it forward a little bit and flip back on that, and you can pull it all the way out and push it all the way back in. Then once you get it here, we'll use the Allen key for reference here. Slide them back out a little bit. Now we just clamp that in there, close that, and then tighten it down all the way, and it ain't going anywhere. And then we can take the saw and go right on down and cut whatever we have right there. Now that we got that covered, let's move on to the blade. Now for whenever you're putting your blade back on, you want it open so that way it can fit back up inside. So what you want to do is you want to pull back the protective sleeve here, unscrew the tightening screw right here, take out the screw with the washer, and then the sleeve piece. And once you have that sleeve piece removed, you're down to just the whole, like the ovular mount and the back sleeve. You want to leave all that intact. And then you take your wheel and you slide it up inside of the shield very carefully. Then you slide it over as far back as you can onto the ring. Then you take the tightening washer and you slide it back up over the hole here. Put it on. Take the screw in the washer, go over the whole thing, and then what I'm going to do here is just finger tighten it right now, because there's another part we got to do with it. Alright, you can go ahead and let the sleeve go again. Now, what we got to do is on the motor right there, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a little switch that pushes in and out. Now that's the wheel stop, like on an angle grinder whenever you use the wrench. It's the same kind of thing. You just push that in and it'll lock the wheel in place. Let it find the spot here. Right there, I think. Yeah, right there. And then you want to hold that in place and get the wrench and tighten everything up. Now, hold on. What I'm going to do, like I did before, push the table back down, put that locking pin in place. Now that'll be a big help for us right now. And then lock the wheel in place here. Now you don't want to over tighten this, but you don't want it too loose. It's going to tighten it to where it's going to be a little harder to get open. Safety. Right there. Just enough to whenever you turn it, you hear the wheel lock like that. Alright, that's how you put the wheel in and out, and Next thing you do is you push it back down, disengage the locking pin, and it slides back up. And you put your Allen key right back in the steel base there. And that's about everything that I can tell you about this saw. How you work it is there's a squeeze trigger up top here on the handle. Let me spin it around for you to see. There's a trigger right here. Whenever you squeeze that while it's plugged in, it'll start the wheel, and then you just gradually cut into what you're using it on. Alright, I've had this saw for a little while now. I didn't put out the box opening video yet. I'll probably put that out the same day as I do this, that way they're all together. But anyway, I've had this for a while now. I've done a good bit of cuts on it, and I think it works pretty great. I mean, it's pretty cheap. I got it from Tractor Supply for like $100. It's not built like the ones from Harbor Freight. It's got a solid steel base. And one big feature I like on it, or two big features I like on this, is the fact that everything that you really need to worry about moving or adjusting uses one Allen key, one Allen wrench, and that gets stored in the base of the whole saw. That's the changing the blade, adjusting the cut height here, and then adjusting the fence angle. That's all used by one Allen key. I think that's really cool and smart. Another thing I really enjoy on this is the fact that it's got this quick release vise, so that way you don't have to sit here forever turning it. So that saves a lot of time in my book. And something I love about this saw that's different than a lot of other ones, instead of having that chain that keeps it locked down in place whenever you're not using it, it just has this pull pin. You push it to lock it in, and you pull it out to be able to use it. I think that's really cool. One thing I'm not a big fan of is this shield here. Whenever you go to use it, it doesn't slide very easily whenever you're in the middle of a cut. It doesn't want to move. So a lot of the times whenever you're on the bottom of the cut, it gets hung up a good bit because this rubber piece has a lot of friction on it. So it doesn't like to move whenever you're in the middle of a cut. But besides that, it cuts pretty good. I mean, it cuts a little slow on some things like thicker items or solid stocks, but that's somewhat with most abrasive wheels though. So I think this cuts pretty good. I'll do a few test cuts here for you with some scrap I just picked up, or that I had little cut off pieces from projects I've been working on. So works really cool. And another thing I like a lot about this is it's got this little spark plate back here. It keeps your sparks from flying across the room or wherever you're doing it, so it keeps everything pretty contained. So now that we've got that all done, let's get some cuts done. Now I'm using a face shield and earplugs for hearing protection. I suggest you do the same with this kind of stuff. It gets pretty loud. First thing we're going to do is some 2.5-inch tube. This is like a fence post. Just tighten her all in place here. Let's start cutting it. Now there's the piece I cut off. It's just got some burrs on it. It's not really hot or anything. And Now, you probably could see what I was talking about on the bottom. Once you get towards the end of your cut, it doesn't want to go anywhere because the shield here kind of keeps the spring from going all the way down. But nothing I could really complain about. The cut's pretty square. Like I said before, this is the other cut off of it. It's just got some pretty big burrs on it, but that's nothing you can't fix with either a file or a grinder if it's really important to you. And I think it cuts pretty square as long as you have the fence and everything aligned right. It cuts square much better than I could do with an angle grinder. And in my opinion, for a lot of the stuff I've been cutting, it cuts more accurately and faster than I could with an angle grinder, and just more efficiently all around. But there's that piece of tubing. Now I've been cutting with this for a while today, so it's kind of getting pretty warm, not wanting to run. Well, it wants to run, it's just that it's not running as well as it would whenever you first fire it up. This is some 1" by 1 by 1 square tubing. Let's see how that goes. Cut through that pretty easily. Again, with just a bit of burr on the inside and the bottom of the cut, but that cut pretty quick. Let's see here, I got a small piece of angle iron here, that all locked in place. Yes, it's raining, so I'm trying to get everything done real quick. Let's get this last bit out of the way. Well, that's the last cut of the day. So, there you go. Same, it's pretty clean. It has all the things you'd expect with an abrasive wheel. But I think this is great. I love this thing. But now again, this is a cheap one, so it's not going to be as good as like a $200 one. It's almost less than half the cost of some of the better wheels, or some of the better things, and the wheel comes with it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think this is great. I'd recommend it to a lot of people. It's real cheap, so most people can afford it, and I stand behind it. For the price, it's great. Alright, see you guys later. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you saw some things I could do better, let me know. Any advice, what you thought about it. Tell me if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you didn't, what you didn't. And what you did like, tell me what you liked about it. I want to try to get these videos as good as possible for everyone watching, and they're also to help me get better and how to show people what I know. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.